It's Gerald, back at you again. MBA Forex University. We talk all things on this channel, buying and selling small businesses under $3 million. So today I want to have a discussion on SBA loans to help you finance your purchase. Okay. So remember, the typical structure that you're shooting for is you put a certain amount of money down, 10 to 20% down. You want to finance anywhere from 30 to 50% of the purchase. Go to a lender, finance it. Then you want to get a second from the owner, from the seller, for about 15, 20%, somewhere in there. Really 10 to 20%. Okay. You want the seller to have some skin in the game to make sure you know where all the skeletons and dead bodies are at, whatever the problems are. He or she are going to be really the only ones that will really know. So you need them to have skin in the game, take back a second to make sure the transition goes smooth, to make sure the business continues to be successful and to create cash flow to service all the debt that will be associated with making this purchase. So that's key. So today we're going to speak specifically about SBA loans. So at www.sba.gov has a bunch of resources, a bunch of information. That's a great place to get started. So today I'm going to go over two of the loans that can be used for your acquisition. So one is a 7A loan. 7A loan can be used for an acquisition up to $5 million. What I hope is that you buy something that has real estate attached to it, because the SBA has a loan program called the 504 Loan Program, which is for commercial real estate, which I love. They can lend up to $5.5 million on commercial real estate. So, plus, when you have some real estate involved with the purchase, that makes everybody more comfortable, and it should make you more comfortable too. So the lender has real collateral that they can put their mind and hands around. You have real collateral in the event that you need to borrow against it, right? So it tightens up the foundation of the purchase. Okay, so now let's talk about first, what does SBA do? So the Small Business Administration, they guarantee a certain percentage of the loan, generally anywhere from 50% up to 90%. They will guarantee a portion of that loan. So they don't make the loan. They will just guarantee a certain percentage of the loan. And they have their lending criteria, what they're looking for. Layered on top of that is the lender's underwriting criteria. So you got two sets of criteria that you will have to deal with. So you would go to a SBA certified lender near you, hopefully, and that's who you would work with. Now, a couple things that you have to be very much aware of. The 504 and the 7A loan programs, they normally take a while to get through. This is not something that will happen super fast. No matter what anybody tells you, getting an SBA loan for the 504 and the 7A programs is not something that happens really quickly. But what can help expedite the process generally takes real time, is probably anywhere from 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months. So it is incumbent upon the borrower to have all their documentation together. That brings me to another point. Very important to have a team in place. You should have an accountant that you work with and a lawyer that you work with. I know you're going to say, oh man, I don't want to pay for an accountant, I don't want to pay for a lawyer, whatever. The bottom line is nothing significant or great can be achieved just by yourself. You can't build a business by yourself. So when you go to these SBA certified lenders, or any lender, it is best to have an accountant. It always goes over much smoother when you can say, well, I'll get with my accountant, I'll have my accountant produce that. Because what the lender and SBA are going to want to see, they're going to want to see P&L statements, generally 2 to 3 years of P&L statements. They want to show that you're making some money. They're going to ask for tax returns. They're going to ask for a personal statement of all your personal assets as well. They're going to want a business plan. What are you going to do with this money? So these are things that you absolutely would have to have when you approach them to help everything be expedited quicker, okay? So the commercial real estate is a really good program. The commercial loan program, the 504 program, is very good that SBA offers. What I like a lot about it is it gives you a 25-year amortization. So you can have a term up to 25 years to pay back that loan, which I like a lot, okay? Obviously, you have the option of paying it off early if business is good, but that gives you plenty enough time to figure out how to make sure that this business works for you, okay? So on the P&L statements, you want to show that you're making money, right? So we can't have 3 years worth of P&L statements and you ain't making no money. So that's going to be a far more challenging aspect. So anyway, feel free to reach out to me if you need to know more counsel on that. Get on my schedule and we will help you with it. But just remember the 504-7A program, SBA, they don't make the loan. They just guarantee a certain percentage of it. Must have your documentation in place, personal statements, P&L statements, business plan, tax returns. That way they know exactly what you bring to the table as well. Please, if you're going to buy a business, make sure there's some type of real estate involved. Thanks. And reach out to me if you need to get in contact with me.